Well, hello, hello, hello. If you or someone you know has pain in your body and you're interested in learning how to release it naturally, then this show is for you. I'm Jane Hogan. I'm the wellness engineer, expert in natural pain relief, and functional medicine certified health coach. I worked as a real engineer for nearly 30 years until physical pain from rheumatoid arthritis told me I had to make a change. I did, worked on a lot of different things, I learned a lot, reversed my symptoms naturally. Now live pain free as long as I follow my protocol. This show, Wellness by Design, is all about teaching you how to live an intentional life so that you can let go of pain and inflammation and be the person you are meant to be. You are not meant to live in pain, my friend. You are meant to let it go. And that's what I want to teach you about today. So, some interesting principles and maybe some things you haven't heard of before, especially if you're new to Jane Hogan Health. The first concept I want to show you or tell you about is that everything is energy. Everything is energy. Isn't that kind of amazing to think that even we are energy? The table in front of you, if you're or the chair you're sitting on, whatever, it's all energy. We are compressed energy, so we seem solid, but everything is energy. And even the air around us is not just nothing, it's energy as well. And it goes right down to really the whole quantum physics, looking at subatomic particles. And when they look at that, it's actually the atom, which is the very smallest particle of matter, is 99.99999% energy and 0.00000 whatever it is, 1% matter. Atoms form molecules. Molecules form cells. Cells form systems, which are us. So we are energy, but everything around us is energy too. So that's quite interesting, right? Because if you think about that, energy is what really matters, and energy is how we feel, or blocked energy is how we feel pain. So when energy, we're supposed to have energy flowing through us nice and freely, and when it doesn't, that's when we get pain, and that's when we get illness. So if you want to get rid of pain, we have to free this energy. We have to free this energy. All right, so energy needs to flow. So our foods, our thoughts, and our feelings are all energy, right? So food has an energy. Thoughts actually have a vibration, and vibration is energy. Emotions in our body are actually vibrations, and that is energy. So it's all energy. And to think that we're separate, our body is separate from our thoughts and our emotions, is really unintelligent thinking, because they are all connected. They are all connected. And so we need to pull it all together, right? And that's what I do. I help people pull together the foods, the thoughts, the feelings, mind, body, spirit, all of it together. And that's how we promote healing. And what's beautiful about that is it's in your control, right? So let's just talk about the energy that moves through our body. So we have a central channel of energy in our body. And in some traditions, like yogic traditions, they're called the chakras, which I thought was, when I first heard about that, I thought it was a nice idea, but I didn't really realize that it actually physically is a plexus of nerves in our body, in this central channel here. Plexus of nerves, and those nerves are associated with these energy centers. And each energy center is associated with an endocrine gland, which releases hormones and so on. So our physical body really is tied to these energy centers. So we want to try to have them functioning optimally. And that's what I love about, I'm doing training now to become a yoga instructor, and I'm teaching yoga in my wonderful Fine program for women. And this is what we're focusing on. It's It's creating energy flowing within our body, releasing energy that may be stuck, or if there's too much energy in these centers, because then physically we don't work as well. Okay, so what we're doing then is using the body as a tool. We use our body as a communication device to get that energy flowing again, So breath is how we do that. If you think about it, breath is life, right? As long as we're breathing, we are alive. When we're not breathing, we are no longer alive. Breath is what connects our body to our mind and our spirit. That's the connection. That's the magic connection. So breath is super powerful. So I really like to teach this so much. Let me know what you think of this. If is this the first time you've heard this? Does this make sense to you? Just leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think about this. So we can use breath to enliven these energy pathways in our body. Oh, hi, Margie. Nice to have you here. We can use the breath to enliven these energy channels within our body. And that helps integrate wholeness, because actually health is wholeness. It's when we're whole in terms of all of this energy flowing like it should. And so what we want to do is use the breath to take us to wholeness, because if we are feeling pain or if we have illness, it's a sign that we've got blockages. It's kind of like we've got this energy flow that should be going up and down in our body, and it gets stuck. So it's kind of like the energy could be trying to come up, and it has to go around a blockage, and it loses energy along the way, and then doesn't function all the way up. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about breath. I want you, first of all, to just put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Okay, one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Close your eyes. And now I'm going to say, take a big breath in. So big breath in. And notice when you take that big breath in, is it your belly that expands or is it your chest that expands? Okay, big breath. What did you notice? Was it your belly that expanded or did your chest expand? Let me know in the comments. I'm willing to bet, and even I've been doing this work for a while, and even I tend to breathe more into my chest than into my belly, which is actually a dysfunctional breathing pattern. Yeah, Margie says chest, and I bet most of you are noticing breathing into your chest rather than your belly, okay? If you've ever noticed a baby breathing, babies breathe into their belly. Their belly is what rises up and down, not their chest. We tend to learn this chest breathing, or we create a habit of chest breathing as we go through life because we're actually stressed. So this chest breathing is actually what's connected. When we breathe into our chest, the nerves in our upper lobes of our lungs are connected and activate the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is the one that's attached to fight, flight, fear, survival. Okay, so when we get into a stress state, that's what's activated. The one that we should be in is the other side of the nervous system, which is called the parasympathetic nervous system, or parasympathetic mode. And that is where we feel rested, relaxed, we rejuvenate, we repair. So we actually want to be in the parasympathetic mode like pretty much all the time. We only want to be in the sympathetic mode when it's a life or death situation. The problem is that we're most often in that sympathetic mode, which is fight, flight, fear, because we got a stressed lifestyle. And that's when we breathe into our chest. So yes, that's what a lot of us are doing wrong. We're breathing into our chest. So it may take a while, and it may take conscious attention to switch your breath to your belly. So how do you even do it? Sometimes, like, I remember when I was first learning about this, I was like, I can't breathe into my belly. I don't even know how to do it. So what I find is really helpful is to actually squeeze my belly first. So I squeeze my belly in and push all the air out first. And then when I breathe in, there's somewhere for it to go. Okay, so let's exhale from your belly, squeeze your belly. Squeeze all that air out. And now breathe into your belly. And then you can start to fill up your chest. And then reverse it as you breathe out. Squeeze your belly last. Breathe into your belly. Then your upper chest. Yeah. So yeah, it is hard. It is hard. There's a comment saying this is hard. It is hard because we're not used to it, right? So this is something that you can practice. And when you practice this, you will more often, well, first of all, it brings you into that parasympathetic state more because we're activating the lower part of our lungs, and those nerves are connected with the parasympathetic mode. So the rest, digest, relax, repair mode. Okay. The other thing is we're really starting to connect our breath and our body together and our mind. We got to think about it, right? So it's pulling together the mind, body, spirit. Breath is our spirit. So the breath, the mind, because we're concentrating, the physical body, because we're really like working on it, right? So that's belly breathing. So that's the very basics to work on is belly breathing. I'm going to go on with some other advanced techniques. You may not be ready for those. Like maybe if you're just starting with belly breathing, that's what you need to practice for a while. And it does take practice, okay? And maybe you just keep coming back to it. But I'm going to go on and teach some others, and you can always come back to this video later if you want to. You can save it if you want, and then it makes it easy for you to find it again. All right, the next one I want to talk about is Ujayi breath, which is it's actually not much different than belly breathing. It's just we're focusing on a sound. And so this is a yogic type of breath, and sounds a little bit like Darth Vader, if you know that sound from Star Wars. We're making a sound in our throat, and you're opening up your throat, and it sounds, if you can imagine, like if you're going to fog up a glass, like the way you have to open your throat to do that. You open your throat, but with your mouth closed while you're breathing. And it makes a sound then in the back of your throat as you're breathing in and breathing out. And so it sounds very like oceanic. So I'll just kind of do it for you. So hopefully you can hear it with my microphone here. So I'm going to breathe in. It sounded loud to me. I hope you could hear it as well. But you'll know when you're doing it yourself because it sounds kind of loud, but it's peaceful. And again, this it invokes the parasympathetic mode, which brings you down into that non-stress state, allows repair of tissues, repair of systems, repair of all kinds of things. Oh, thank you, Margie, for letting me know you could hear me. So breathing in and breathing out with that oceanic sound brings you more into that parasympathetic mode, which is what we want. And just the focusing your attention on this and focusing your attention on your belly takes your mind off other things, right? That helps bring you into the non-stress state. Now, the other thing I want to mention about belly breathing and this Ujayi breath is that it's helping to activate the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is the nerve that goes from like all of our organs down here right up to our brain. So we're energizing that pathway when we do this type of breathing. So remember, it's all back to energy. We want to energize all these pathways. Okay, so that's two things for you to work on. Don't try to do it all at once. Just keep building. So the third thing I want to talk about is an activated breath. An activated breath, we're going to activate parts of along our energy channel to help like, again, we're activating it, trying to get the energy flowing. So the first part of activating our energy channel is what we call root lock. So, or if you're familiar with yoga and you like the Sanskrit terms, it's called Mula Bandha. Now, if you're a woman and you've had children, you may have heard of this type of movement before. It's called a Kegel exercise. But even if you haven't, if you imagine that you were going to pee and you had to hold it, like stop it in mid-flow, those muscles that you would squeeze, those are the Mula Bandha muscles. So it's like squeezing at the root. So that in that perineum area. So squeezing it while you breathe in. So try to squeeze it and keep it squeezed while you simultaneously breathe into your belly. So I'm doing it. I know you can't tell because you can't feel me squeezing my Mula Bandha, but maybe you can feel yourself squeezing the Mula Bandha. Now, this really does take a lot of practice. It may take weeks for you to practice this. Okay, so be very kind and patient with yourself as you practice this. But this helps activate. We live in our heads a lot, and we're not very often like consciously bringing ourselves into our body. And so this really helps bring us into our body while we're breathing. Margie says, good Lord. Yeah, Margie, it's going further than this, my dear. So if this is overwhelming, like I said, just stick with the belly breathing. And if that's what you're doing for however long it takes to feel like you've got that, that's what you do. I'm just giving you stages of learning here because I don't know where you are. Some people might be, I'm a belly breather and want to go further. Chances are a lot of you, though, I know belly breathing it's one that we're just not doing a lot. I have to keep coming back to it. Even now as I'm talking, I know that I'm clenching and holding here. So I'm definitely not breathing into my belly. So I need reminders, and I've been doing this stuff for a while. Okay, so I talked about the activated breath. The first part of it is squeezing the Mula Bandha, okay? That root lock, that area in the perineum, squeezing it while you're simultaneously trying to breathe in. Now, you might even want to practice, I squeeze it completely and try to breathe in, and then maybe release it like halfway and breathe in, just kind of playing around with getting control of those muscles down there. It's interesting, but it brings you into the body. Your attention is now lower down in your body, and it activates this energy channel. Okay, second part of this activated breath is activating our heart area. So this channel that runs from, actually it's all the way down to our feet, but for now we've been talking about the root up. So this channel in this central part of our body here. So we're going to anchor like 3 points. So one was the Mula Bandha that we just talked about. Now, next I'm going to talk about the heart. So we want to activate our chest, which is where our heart is. And that's that's like the main part of our energy center, right? So how do we activate the heart? We want to like constrict these chest muscles. So not constrain, but okay, we want to activate them. So if you imagine you were lying on your back doing a bench press, like that feeling of opening your chest up, that's what we want to do. So you can do that by like rolling your shoulders back, and then that opens your chest up. Okay, so now we've got the root lock. We got roll the shoulders back to activate the chest. And then here's the third one. So some of our energy centers are right in our brain. So to activate that, we're going to roll our eyes up. You can do it with your eyes closed if you want. And it kind of creates some tension behind your eyes. So that feels kind of strange if you've never done that before. So as we breathe in, So we want to tighten these three first. So tighten the Mula Bandha, roll the shoulders back, eyes up, and now breathe into your belly. And then as you breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through the top of your head, keeping everything constricted, breathing in again through the top of your head to your belly, holding everything in. Breathe down through your feet. Imagine the breath going out to the earth, and then breathe up from the earth into your belly and let it all go. That's one cycle. It's a little strange, isn't it? This holding everything tight. But this is one way we can really activate our body, getting the breath into the body. So we tighten everything up, try to hold it as best as we can. As we breathe into our belly, we breathe up, let it out, up above us. We breathe back in. Imagine coming in through the top of our head, all the way down in this nice energy channel we've made with this tightening, out through our feet, down to the earth, and then breathe in again from the earth into the belly. There you go. That's one cycle. Just every once in a while, just throughout the day, see if you can do that. Okay, so I'm giving you some really interesting things. We've done the belly breathing. We've done the Ujayi breath. We've done activated breath using these three parts. So now I want to talk about breathing away pain. So a way that you can do it, if you've got a particular spot that is that you've got pain in or is giving you trouble, then we can use the breath to help us release that. So here's how we do it. Say you're, yeah, Maggie, I know, it's a lot to take in. This is like something I would probably teach over weeks and weeks and weeks, but I'm just kind of putting it all together in here for a little overview because I wanted to get to the releasing pain. So let's just say the idea with this pain release breath is that we go to that area that's giving us trouble and we squeeze it as if we were giving it a hug from the inside. Okay? So just imagine it's your right shoulder, for example. And then when we breathe in, so you want to squeeze it from the inside, imagine. You don't it's like, how do I do it? Just imagine that you are. Use your imagination and just go with it. So imagine it's your right shoulder. We're going to squeeze it, hugging from the inside. And then we're going to imagine that we're breathing in from the extremity that's closest to it. So in that case, it would be out through my fingers. So if my right shoulder was bothering me, I would squeeze, hugging from the inside, saying, I love you, I'm listening. Breathe in from my fingertips, squeezing all the muscles along the way. Imagine that I'm breathing into my heart then, and then I'm going to go down through my feet into the ground, squeezing everything along the way. Breathe in again. Come back up through my heart, out through my shoulder, giving it some love, out through those fingers again, and then we can repeat that cycle. Now, if your pain was in your knee, for example, let's just say it's a left knee, you would breathe in through the nearest extremity. So the nearest extremity would be your feet, your left foot. So you would squeeze your left knee as if you were giving it a hug from the inside. Send it some love. I love you. I'm listening. Imagine you're breathing in from your feet, squeezing all the muscles along the way, breathing into your heart. And then exhale up through the head. Breathe in again. Down through your heart, down to your knee, and then out through the feet, and then back up again. So you're just creating a circuit. We're creating a circuit, and we're doing that through consciously and intentionally sending love. And love is a vibration. It's an emotion, which creates vibration in our body. And it's a high vibration, so it creates high energy in our body. So we're actually sending energy to the part that's in pain. And It really does help when you do this. And, it's not a quick fix. You want to kind of get used to doing this. Maybe you'll do it once or twice a day. Keep repeating it, keep doing it every day. And you will start putting yourself into that parasympathetic mode, which is where you can repair. You're also sending good vibration throughout your body, creating energy throughout that body, and sending energy to whatever has pain, because that there is blocked energy there. So this helps release the blocked energy. All right. So I know that was a lot, but I hope you found it helpful. I've also got, if you want to just listen again, I've got this really great meditation or audio bundle. There's a guided meditation for pain relief. There are affirmations. So sometimes our subconscious mind can be sabotaging what's going in our body because we've got programming there. So I've got some healing affirmations that can help release subconscious programming. And then I've also got a 3-minute heart focused breathing that you can use anytime to help bring you into that parasympathetic state, the rest, digest, relax, rejuvenate, repair state. So actually, I already shared it here. So let me just go here and hit this button. There we go. So you can just go to that link if you want to pick it up. It's free. And then you'll get a PDF email, and then there's links in the PDF to download. You can put them on any of your devices and then listen to them over and over again. And the ladies in my Wonderful Fine group, they're so sweet. They said I had the best meditation voice. So that really made me happy, but they find it very calming and soothing. So I hope you do too. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this Wellness by Design show. I know it's a lot to take in, so you may want to save it so you can come back to it. Give yourself a lot of time and space to learn these breathing techniques. They are very advanced, and it's something new. So be gentle and kind to yourself, okay? All right, have a lovely day, my friends. Bye.